Okay, next I want to talk about learning to retouch a photo, and specifically using what I call the rubber stamp tool. And that's obviously this rubber stamp icon in the Photoshop tool palette. And you click on that, and it's going to give you a couple different things. But what we're going to be using is what's called the clone stamp tool. And this is a tool that I use probably the most when I want to enhance a photo, I want to remove things from a photo, I want to clean up a photo. And that probably is a tool that's used greatly in advertising. It is used greatly in advertising to enhance the model's face, take out imperfections and so forth. And so this is a very powerful tool, and one again I probably use the most when I'm using Photoshop. And again, for enhancing a photo. And so you click on, you have your photo open, and so you click on, make sure you have the clone stamp tool. And when you go up here, right here at the top, below the menu bar, below the name Photoshop, you're going to see that you have different diameters of the clone stamp tool that you can use. And so when you click on that and then go over to your photo, you're going to see the size of the area that you'll be able to work with. And so I'm probably going to work with a little smaller size. I'm going to use, that's probably about right. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to zoom up. I'm going to zoom up in Photoshop. And let's say, for example, I want to remove some of these, the light here, for example. And so what I would do, clicking on the rubber stamp tool, and tell you what, I'm going to make this just a little bit smaller now that I look at it. I'm going to go back. I'm going to back to about that size. And what you will do in Mac, you're going to hold down the Option button. When you hold down the Option button, that will allow you to sample an area and then to use that as a means to cover up another area. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more again. And so I've got my holding down the Option key, and I'm going to sample an area. And what I want to do with this tool is I want to cover up this light, for example. And so I'm going to begin to cover that up, as you can see here. And it almost kind of seems like magic. So what you're wanting to do is to take a similar color or value from another area to then hide another area. And so it's obviously here we have the lightness of the sky, and we're using that to then cover up this particular object. And as I talked about before, up here you can choose different diameters of an area that you want to sample and then to copy or clone, in other words, what you're doing. And we have these softer brushes here. You also have a harder brush that you can use as well. It has a harder edge to it. So I'm going to zoom up a little bit more. If I want to make this a little cleaner, for example, I'm going to zoom up a little bit more like that. Then I've got my clone tool here, and I'm going to, again, hold down the Option key, and I'm going to select that, and then I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to, again, cover up that light that was on that area. And while I'm at it, I can cover up some other things if need be. See, I didn't like that in my photo. I can remove that. You've got this antenna showing on this box here, so I can go over here, and I can just simply remove that. Again, you want to use an area, sample from an area that has a common color or value, because you want to make sure that you're able to successfully cover up what it is that you wanted to cover up with a common color. And so that's just a simple example, but you can use it on skin tone. You can use that on just about anything that you want to enhance or add to another area. So that is the clone tool, and you'll find yourself using that tool quite a bit.